Hi, everyone. I'm Madam Weissman. I'm the founding president and CEO of Child and Family Institute and the Weissman Children's Foundation. We're here today with our DEI, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Task Force. And I'm really pleased to introduce briefly the members of the task force. So I'm going to do that now. And we have Joy, our executive director. We have Jessica, our director of communications. We have Michelle and Kendra, our co-chairs of the task force. We have with us today as well, Doug and Ryan, our DEI consultants. And we have some members of our DEI task force, Christy, Preeti, and Deb. And thank you all for being with us today. We've been actually working really hard over the past year, meeting monthly, sometimes bi-weekly, and coming up with some really important and thorough definitions and guidelines of what diversity, equity, and inclusion means to us at the Child and Family Institute and the Weissman Children's Foundation. And now we're entering our second stage of our DEI work, and we'll be bringing some programming to the staff and the organization in the form of microaggressions training coming up soon, which we would encourage everybody to attend and actively participate in, as well as a comprehensive DEI audit of all our processes and procedures and policies here at CFI. So without further ado, I'd like to kick it over to Joy, our executive director, to say a few words and introduce some other members of the team. Joy?
Hi, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. In our efforts to address diversity, equity, and inclusion, as Adam mentioned, we've all come together on numerous occasions to figure out how we can address that within the organization. So one way is we've engaged two consultants. Doug Anthony is one of them, and the other is Ryan Warner. Ryan will be spearheading a lot of our DEI efforts. So there'll be many events throughout the year that we invite all of you to attend. So without further ado on my part, I'd like to introduce you to Doug Anthony and then hand it over to Ryan Warner for them to introduce themselves as well.
Thanks, Joy. It's always a pleasure to be with you all. My name is Doug Anthony. I actually come from the field in the space of educational leadership, and been excited to be part of this journey with CFI. We started to unpack some of the same things that we wrestle with inside of the educational leadership space. And this idea of diversity, equity, and inclusion is no stranger to the field that I'm most comfortable in. And so I hope that as we started our earlier work together, we were grounding our understanding of diversity, equity, and inclusion with some definitions, and continue to have conversations about how the work will evolve over this time. And my long-standing experience with my friend Jessica, we know that this continues to be a national conversation, particularly around equity in all spaces. And it's not something you don't see on the news every day right now, because of this work is so important. So I'm glad to be here, glad to be a thought partner rather than a consultant with this fine group of people, and look forward to ongoing work with Ryan and the team in general. So I'll kick it over to Ryan.
Yes, thanks so much. I'm really glad to be able to partner with everyone in this vitally important project and initiative. My name is Ryan Warner. I am a licensed psychologist, researcher, speaker, and consultant. And I'm passionate about assisting teams with creating a culture of inclusion to maximize their potential. As psychologists, as therapists, as helping professionals, it is essential that we best meet the needs of our diverse clients and patients that we work with. And ultimately, we know that throughout the research, microaggressions or the bias that we hold may have a significant impact on therapeutic rapport, as well as treatment outcomes when working with diverse groups and populations. And therefore, we have an upcoming training titled Unmasking Microaggressions in a Clinical Setting. And the goal of this training is to enhance your awareness of the implicit bias that you may hold, obtain some useful strategies and skills to be able to reduce the impact of that bias, and also figure out how we can create more equitable, diverse, and inclusive workplaces. When we talk about DEI, there's no specific destination. It's an ongoing journey. And as clinicians, it is essential that we continue to advance our knowledge and awareness about these topics so we can best meet the needs of this diverse population, but also best be able to interact with our coworkers and the individuals that we work closely with so we can accomplish the mission at hand. It doesn't matter where you fall at when it comes to your awareness about these issues. We can all benefit from continuing to be intentional and deliberate when it comes to our awareness about microaggressions, about bias, about discrimination. And ultimately, that's why I encourage you all to attend this training. And the goal is not to have a one and done. The goal is to utilize what we learned from this training so we can also implement in our work. And then also we're going to conduct diversity audit as well to understand, where are the gaps, within your organization? Where are some challenges or areas of possible growth, And if we are able to further examine the practices, the policies, the procedures that we have within CFI, then that's going to help us best meet the needs of our populations that we serve. So hopefully, I would like to see everyone, at this upcoming training. And this is going to be interactive. It's going to be fun. It's not going to be me lecturing at you, for a whole hour. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your experiences, and that's going to make this opportunity a little bit more rewarding and fulfilling. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Ryan. That's really helpful, and you said it better than any of us could. So I'd like to kick it over briefly to Michelle and Kendra, co-chairs of the task force, to say a few words, and then we'll wrap up.
Hi, Michelle Barton. I've been working for a little over a year with a wonderful task force to develop the definitions for diversity, equity, and inclusion as they apply to us at CFI and WCF, with the help of many of the lovely people here to lay the groundwork for what we hope will be a wonderful experience of sharing these cultural differences and diversity issues in many meetings with Ryan, and being guided by him to continue these efforts going forward and interactively and ongoingly for the organization as a whole, including our definitions and upcoming audit, as he mentioned.
Great, and Michelle and Kendra as well. Thank you guys both so much for all your hard work on the definitions we've developed so far internally. So, with that being said, I just want to, again, put in a plug, really encourage everybody, want everybody to attend this upcoming microaggressions training. It's really important to the foundation of our organization and to all of us here in these squares, in this Zoom room. So we hope we will see you there, and we also will continue to follow up with additional activities and ways that you all can be involved with the DEI audit and the different steps we'll be taking toward optimizing our diversity, equity, and inclusion here at CFI and WCF. Thanks for taking the time to listen. See y'all soon.